Hey everybody, welcome back to a new video. Tanki Online 2025 has officially wrapped. Happy New Year to you guys. We're in the year 2026 now. It's kind of funny. We were like probably a week away from getting free stuff for Tanki Classic not releasing, but then we have it. I'm not exactly sure if they rushed Tanki Classic to get it out before New Year, or if this was always the plan to kind of have the unfinished product, like really unfinished product, be that Tanki Classic testing portion. I don't really know. I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think they'll ever tell us, unfortunately. But let's talk about Tanki Online in 2025. Probably one of the weirdest years we've had in Tanki Online, mainly because nothing really happened. We had grenades, new types of grenades, but apart from that, like new augments, events were just copy and paste from the years prior. You had Tanki funds. It was probably the biggest filler year in Tanki history. Now, to be fair, we still did get a lot of events. It wasn't a super boring year. It was just a super repetitive year in my opinion. Now, I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest, because I think the whole hype around Tanki Classic definitely carried for the first 6 months of the year, but once the Tanki Classic hype died off after about 3 to 6 months, it just felt like we were waiting for new events, like to actually make it fun again. But then we didn't get anything new for the events. It was just copy and paste from other events. And then also for some reason this year, the mini games just weren't as good. The event rewards weren't as good, and just in general, the year was just a filler year. Nothing really happens. And then the matchmaking state in the current state that it's in, where everyone camps, it's been a rough year for Tanki in my opinion. Now, there have been fun moments. It's been fun to grind out some of the mini games like I did with my brother. That was really fun. And it was fun making some videos on Tanki Classic only because they did so well compared to normal Tanki Online, which has been doing really bad recently. However, with Tanki Classic now being out in the year 2026, I think this year is going to be a lot of fun. First of all, if we get updates consistently for Tanki Classic, as in like once every other week or not like once a week, I would prefer once a week. But if we can get weekly updates for Tanki Classic, that would be awesome. I think it would massively suck if we have this huge page of stuff they want to do for Tanki Classic, but it takes them like a month to get a single thing done. And it's like, all right, we're definitely not getting anything close to the release of Tanki Classic, because obviously there's so much wrong with the classic version of the game. There's so much they have to change. And then also with it being early testing, there's just not that many people playing Tanki Classic, because in order to get early access, you have to spend like $60 minimum. So the average player is not playing early testing for Tanki Classic, which means the game just feels a little bit, like not even a little bit, massively unfinished. There's barely any games being made. It's just, with it being in the testing phase, we need these constant updates to keep people playing in the testing phase, or else it's going to die off really fast, the hype's going to die off really fast, and in general, the year might suck. However, with Tanki Classic being here, I think the year in 2026 Tanki Online is going to be fun. Not to mention, they also finished all the HD skins in the game, so now they can focus on new maps, more skin combos. Please bring back skin combos, Tanki. That is like one of the most fun parts of current Tanki right now for me, in my opinion. And also, we're getting some new unique augments again. There's that new mortar or magnum augment, which shoots like really fast, like thunder speed, but you do less damage. That's a fun augment. I plan to grind that out, and it's going to be fun to use that. But when we look back at 2025 or Tanki Online, it's not going to be known for anything. It's going to be that filler year. It's funny because Tanki Classic was officially announced in 2024. So 2025, you can't say was the year Tanki Classic was announced, because it wasn't. It was the year they started hinting towards the release, but then it was also the year that we had to wait for Tanki Classic. So that's really what I think this year can be summarized up into, or at least last year now, is just waiting for Tanki Classic. That was the whole year. We were waiting for Tanki Classic. We played Tanki in the meantime. The events in Tanki were very lackluster. And to be honest, we put up with it because we were waiting for Tanki Classic. And now that Tanki Classic is here, I think the year 2026 is going to be known as the early testing phase for Tanki Classic. And then hopefully we have the release in 6 months, or else I don't even know what's going to happen with the game. Tanki Classic's still massively unfinished though, and so we'll have to see what ends up happening with it. I'll definitely make a video about Tanki Classic here, because I think the progression is pretty rough in the game, so I'll make a detailed video about that soon. But yeah, Happy New Year everybody. Don't forget to use Creative Taspens if you're going to spend anything in the shop. Just use a Creative Tech here, because if you don't, you're just giving Tanki more money. I'll see you guys in a future video in the new year. Take care, everybody.